Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough at all. Absolutely toothless in attack. A few good balls were whipped in. Far too few balls were whipped in, but a few good balls were whipped in. Absolutely nothing in the middle. You do sometimes wonder, what do these fellas do in training? Because it's the same thing every single week. We said we wouldn't talk about the referee. Take that out of the equation. I'm gonna wait. The actual performance towards the end of the second half, we started creating chances, started to have a bit of passion, started to look like we wanted it, despite the best efforts of the referee to stop every single move that we had. But why so late? I'm fed up of turning up at Tranmere and just seeing utter lethargy for the first half an hour of the game. Every game, home and away, strolling around, no urgency. I don't think these lads realise they're in a fight here. They've got a fight on their hands, and if they don't realise it after tonight, they're going to realise it pretty soon, because they can't just come in and be so passive and let the game come to them, and then suddenly Luke McGee saves a penalty, the crowd get up on their feet and the players start to have a go. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. You have a go from the first minute when you're wearing our shirt, and you try your heart out when you're wearing our shirt. That was not good enough today. Absolutely, really, really disappointed with that performance. And you tell me when I'm allowed to talk about the referee, because it's a pretty major factor in that game.
Well, I don't want the referee and that second half performance, because actually in the first half there was not much wrong, but the second half it just went to pieces. I don't want that to overshadow what actually happened from the 15, 16 players that stepped foot on the field for Tranmere, because what we saw from a playing point of view wasn't good enough, and that shouldn't be overshadowed by how bad the referee was. The stats will show that Tranmere had more chances. The stats will show that they had shots on target, but if you actually think of what those chances were, a Morris one, which is tame, the one that gets cleared off the line that he should just thump in the back of the net instead of trying to pass it in. There's a Taylor one that's tame. There's a Norris one that's tame. Apart from that Morris one, there was nothing that I looked at and went, yeah, that was a proper chance that they should have put it in the back of the net. But as you say, they actually got the ball in the box with some decent crosses. There was one that was fizzed across by, I think, Wood in the first half, and Norris is on his heels and is not anticipating that it'll get to him at the back post, and therefore he doesn't get on the end of it. There's another good ball that Norris himself puts in the second half, and there's no one there because he's the only centre forward on the field for Tranmere. There's another one in that second half which gets put across, and Patrick's on his heels at the back post and not busting a gut to get on the end of it. And you're thinking, this is what you get when you only play one centre forward at home. You can put the ball in the box, but when it's that centre forward on occasion putting the ball in the box, who's actually going to be there to put it in?
Yeah, absolutely. You've absolutely nailed on the head there. That there's just nothing there, is there? We're so predictable. You sit and watch the patterns of play, and you can commentate on the game 3 moves ahead of the passes actually happening. It's all absolutely templated. Pass it round, get out wide, whip it in, get back in your own half because their keeper's about to lump it back to you. Luke Norris, I'm sorry, I've been so patient with him in terms of he's had injuries, he's coming back. It's just not good enough. That is not a performance of a centre forward that's going to get you in the top half of this table. January cannot come soon enough. I don't know if we've got any money. I don't know whether the money's coming, but my God, we know what's top of the shopping list. Just really disappointing. Some really poor performances across the board. I thought Kieran Morris had a really poor game in the centre of midfield. Sam Taylor, having looked promising in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy game, looked very overawed tonight and a little bit out of his depth, and really, really struggled out there. But yet again, we've had to sit and endure that absolute rubbish for 70 minutes until he's made a change. And then he brings on Hendry, who has changed the games when he's come on in the last couple of matches. Absolutely transformed us going forward. Brings him on in the 89th minute, Matt. I mean, all right, granted the 7 minutes of injury time, but we were a goal behind for half an hour there. And, the fact that 10 minutes after they've gone 1-0 up, the first substitute is made by them just speaks volumes to me. I love Nigel, really positive guy, but really concerned with some of his decision making at the moment. The lineups, the team. Sometimes it feels like he's got his back four and his keeper, and the rest of them he picks out of the hat. There's no consistency there.